Well, damn. I was hoping to make it before breakfast time. Sorry about that. But I brought bread.
Cristina.
Oh, that's me. Okay. Bread? Speak of the bloody devil! Here, toss it here! No, me first!
Patience, please. You're acting like wild animals that haven't eaten in days.
Look at you, Jacopo. You've got girls fawning all over you.
Don't just watch, help! And it's not me they're after, it's the bread.
Touche. That said, pretty sorry batch you got for us today. You could probably crack someone's head open with this. There's no hope for the world if we've fallen so far that girls are tripping over each other to get their hands on this.
You want fresh soft bread? Well, start saving your coins. And until then, this is the best we can get. Let it soak in your soup for a bit. That should soften it up some. Though you should be grateful to have it at all.
How much longer till I fall into a pile of money?
Morgs, it's a man. There's a man here.
I have eyes, thank you very much.
Who is it? You know? Oh, is he a client?
No, he's not. He's more... Oh, how should I put it? Someone who doesn't know how to keep his nose out of other people's business.
Excuse me? Did your eyes fail to detect that I have ears?
Here he comes.
Haven't seen you be here before. New girl?
You first, mister. Who are you? Since you came in through the back door, I'm guessing you work here?
Something like that.
Holy moly! I've never seen a male prostitute before.
You, me, outside, no.
Whoa. Talk about aggressive. Inner office romance never ends well, you know. Marie'll get really mad if she finds out. This ship's sinking before it even leaves the port. Two prostitutes in the throes of forbidden love until one day an older client finds out and goes mad with rage. All of a sudden, there's a knife in his hand. He swings and...
Maria, what the hell's wrong with this new girl? I've never even seen anyone with this much air inside their head.
That's Ceren. She joined today. She's a bit off in the head, but she's a nice girl. For now. I'm sure you'll get on just fine.
Nice to meet ya. we have the boss's approval? It's crazy enough that they're running this place themselves, but to allow... No. Cheer on a sinking ship. This place is out of this world!
This bitch don't shut the fuck up.
We just met 5 minutes ago, though. So how about we start as friends?
Shut up and listen to me for a second, Chatterbox. Until I say otherwise, you are not to speak another word. You will listen to every last word I say and carve it into that empty skull of yours. Understood?
Aye.
And there you have it. I assist with the brothel's operations, nothing more. I presume you've been told about how this place doesn't have a formal manager. So, sometimes, situations arise for which a man's presence is necessary.
Yep. He may look like a scrawny dork, but he's actually surprisingly useful.
Was that really necessary?
Yes. Sorry, my bad. Slip of the tongue.
Huh. Neato. So you two known each other a long time? You seem like you're pretty close.
It was pretty much just the two of us fighting to survive for years.
That's awesome! I love that kind of thing. Together through thick and thin.
Not too long ago, he and some other guys started up a band of peacekeepers, so he's been spending more of his time training up with them these days. That said, I guess it's not too bad knowing we've got someone we can throw at troublemakers if need be.
Ooh, peacekeepers? Sweet! You don't look like you'd put up much of a fight though, mister.
You want to test that theory? Maria, you need to teach this girl some damn manners. We'll be drowning in complaints if she treats people. We'll be drowning in complaints if she treats Peytons like this. I know.
I'll have you know, I butter my clients up so much they're a big slippery mess when I'm done with them. I'll be just fine, I promise.
Oh, I bet they get slippery, but not from butter. Oh my god.
What? That's not what I meant! I swear it!
What are you getting all flustered for? You're a whore, just like the rest of us.
On a somewhat related subject, where exactly did you pick up some of those mannerisms?
Huh? Why do you ask? I seem pretty normal to me.
It would be quicker to list the things about you that are normal than that aren't.
There's actually a majorly huge story behind that.
Oh?
Is that so?
And what would that be? You weren't raised by wolves in the wilderness and never learned how to behave like a normal person, were you?
You're not too far off, actually. When I was younger,
Wait. You don't have to. No one's forcing you to say anything if you don't want to.
I didn't grow up with my parents. I lived with a bunch of really nice men, and I learned a lot from them. I didn't even know my name until they told me.
Pardon?
I thought my name was Me till I was around 5, but then one of the nice men told me it was actually Ceren. He was super duper disappointed in me. Called me the dumbest broad I ever known. Talk about rude. But they kinda rubbed off on me, so that's probably what you're seeing.
That certainly is a story.
Is that not good enough for you?
I'll just say the nice man was absolutely right.
How rude!
It's genuinely concerning how stupid this girl is.
Your Morgana voice sounds different, CJ.
Really?
I was muted, sorry. Anyway, food time.
I am stuffed. It's amazing how much of a difference a little bread makes.
Glad you enjoyed it. Starting tomorrow, you gotta work if you want to eat.
Aye, aye, boss.
Oh, right. She'll be working here too. It almost slipped my mind.
You were using a higher pitch, younger voice.
Yeah. It's like such an innocent girl. So far removed from carnal desire. Yet she'll be out there, selling her body. Letting them put their filthy hands all over it.
What's up, Morgs? You've been staring at my face something fierce.
I was just admiring the unusual color of your skin.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. I'm not from around these parts. I'd like to go back home someday, but who knows if that'll ever happen.
Did say she was taken from her home and sold off. I imagine that would make it difficult to go back.
Speaking of, you and Jacopo look kind of similar skin color-wise.
Do we?
We're devs both on the darker side. Sorry. I wish I had super pretty white skin like yours, boss.
I appreciate the compliment, but most everyone around here is really fair. My skin's nothing special.
And just because we both have tan skin doesn't necessarily mean we're from the same region.
Where are you from, Jackie?
Jackie?
Pretty dang adorable nickname, ain't it?
Oh my god, I would very much appreciate it if you never called me that again.
Aw, but it's so cute.
Back to the question of where I'm from. I don't remember. My earliest memories, I was already living here. Chances are things weren't great wherever it was, otherwise I would probably remember something.
Ah, darn. That's too bad. But you know, Jackie, maybe where you came from is close to where I came from. Go back a few generations and maybe we even share some family.
I'd wager I guess you probably come from the same part of the world as me. If you go back far enough, you might even find we share ancestors. But who knows? I told you to stop calling me that. Though I suppose there's a chance you're right about that.
That makes us family then, Jackie.
Get off me. Let go, damn it.
Well, well, she seems to have taken quite the liking to you.
Why did I just think? I wished he had said. No, you weren't.
Morgana. What?
I'm back. Oh no.
You guys see this?
We see it, but we're not hearing it.
Is it frozen?
Yep.
We just can't hear. So.
Yeah, there's
Is
no
there
music right now.
supposed to be noise?
There is no
or it
music.
Oh, okay.
So, Morgana, narrate.
Alright. Once it started getting dark out, the kitchen became a deserted wasteland. The girls went off to work, and he went home. The brothel was divided into two distinct work and living areas. If it weren't, and they had used the whole building for business, I probably would have run off long ago. I had only ever been in the work area during the day. Though it was largely masked by the scent of various incenses burned throughout the night, it was filled with an unmistakable raw stench of man. Cleaning it always put me into a dour mood. The corpses I gathered and buried were far less repulsive. In the living area, there was a kitchen, storage areas, and a large hall of sorts, which the girls used as a communal bedroom. They would stumble in after a long night of work, and all sleep together like a big family. I made a point of sleeping off in the corner, which wasn't strictly necessary, since I slept while they worked and vice versa. I could just never seem to make myself comfortable sleeping in the middle of such a big, empty space. Day was slightly different, though. I wasn't sleeping alone. Ceren was there, which, I suppose, shouldn't have surprised me.
Let's sleep together, Morgs.
Absolutely not.
Aw, why not?
I dislike people putting their hands all over me. It makes me uncomfortable.
Ah, I see. So what you're opposed to is snuggling, not sleeping together. And here I thought you didn't like me. I was about to cry.
It's still too early to decide how I feel about you. We only met today.
All the more reason we should sleep together.
In what way does that make any sense?
Simple. The best way to get to know me better is through some good old-fashioned spooning. Words don't got nothing on plain physical contact. That's how you get to know what someone's really like on the inside.
Your choice of words makes it sound incredibly improper.
Besides, I start work tomorrow, which means I probably won't get another chance to sleep with you for a while. So it's gotta be tonight. Please?
Fine. Only if you agree to give me enough space. At least let me finish my sentence.
Gotta get in there before you have a chance to change your mind.
Feels like we've adopted a dog.
I promise, I'm 101% human.
You never said you weren't. Just that. Never mind. I take it back. It's not like we had a dog. It's like a tornado dropped in and made a horrible mess of my day.
That's Ceren for you. You just wait. I'll crack that big ol' icy shell of yours soon, Morgs.
Is that really how I come off? Out of curiosity, are you not afraid of being so close to me?
Huh? Why would I be?
When you first saw my face, you thought it was caused by some kind of disease. Are you not concerned that it still might be the case? And that, might catch whatever it is?
Well, you probably wouldn't be here if it was something contagious. As sweet as Maria is, she wouldn't keep you around if she thought you might get the other girls sick. And nobody else seemed all that concerned at breakfast. Which means whatever those marks on your face are, Morgs, they're probably not a danger to anybody else.
I'm surprised. You actually have something resembling a functioning brain.
Believe it or not, I'm super duper smart.
Now I know that isn't true. But anyway, I'm talking more, emotionally. You can logically understand that I probably don't pose any danger and still be uncomfortable. Still want to keep your distance. I know several of the girls do. And I can't blame them either. need to be healthy to work, make their living. There's nothing wrong with wanting to avoid any potential risk, no matter how small. Or perhaps they don't even realize they're doing it themselves, in which case there's nothing anyone can do.
I'm not sure how much help I can be, since I don't really get why anyone would want to keep their distance from you. But I don't think it's that hopeless. If they don't realize they're doing it, then you just have to open their eyes. Easy peasy. Make 'em realize. And then tell 'em, stop trying to avoid me! You have the right to at least that much. I really think you need to be a little more assertive, Morgs. No one's gonna get mad if you stick up for yourself every once in a while.
You will, though.
What? Who will?
All man's suffering is purposeful. It is all part of God's plan, His trials for us on this earth. I'd be very displeased if I were to turn my back on His plan for me.
I really think you're overthinking it, Morgs. Less unfun things mean more room for fun things, and more fun things is always better.
Do you want your life fun?
Huh?
You were taken from your home, and now you work as a prostitute in the slums of a strange country. Do you call that fun? It just seems depressing to me. I'm...
Nope, I'm perfectly happy. Not a sorrow in the world. Hasn't been a single day in my life I felt sad or depressed or like life sucks. I mean, sure, there are days when I think it'd be nice to see my mom again. But I don't really have time to worry about anything other than the here and now, and as far as I'm concerned, now is always the best time of my life. Don't got any room to feel bad about anything.
I see. You're quite the optimist. So much it almost burns.
I consider myself lucky to have ended up at this brothel. Everyone's amazing.
And pray you'll find yourself at home here.
Aw, you're kinda sweet, Morgs.
Kind of?
Slip of the tongue. You're always sweet. So hey, Morgs. How'd you end up here a couple years back?
I was thrown into a carriage by a strange man and brought here. No chance of ever returning. Not taken, but sold. Ultimately, the difference is insignificant.
You were?
Came through a similar route as you.
Oh, huh. Guess that makes us peas in a pod.
Not at all, or anything but. I'm nowhere near as optimistic as her. Never mind energetic and cheerful. Oh, don't be foolish, Morgana. It's not why we're alike. Because I'm God's chosen daughter. I have absolutely no reason to feel inferior to a mere prostitute. We're nothing alike. We must never be.
You're so warm, Morgs. I'm gonna sleep great tonight.
Such a disgrace.
Frank.
Lord Barnier, we are all very much interested in seeing the Saint's miraculous powers for ourselves.
I knew it would not be long before someone asked. We're much too healthy to see the effects of the miracle in ourselves, after all. Which, of course, is anything but a problem. Falling ill would only serve to interfere with our ability to enjoy these feasts.
Well said, my lord.
Which is why I have arranged for a most fortuitous slave to have the miracle performed upon. Bring him in!
Yes, sir. Justin, you played Slay today.
As you can see, this pitiful slave is on the verge of death. He can hardly even walk on his own 2 feet. Under any other circumstances, I would keep such an unseemly thing out of sight, so as to not tarnish your festive mood, my guests. But I believe he will serve as a fine sample on which to test the miracle's efficacy.
Wants to test a miracle?
Rejoice, slave! Good fortune shines upon you. You heard me, daughter of God. This poor slave is in need of your assistance. Give unto him your blessing, if you would be so gracious.
I don't care how you try to dress it up, Lord. My miracle is not a show for your parties.
Oh my, so you refuse to heal him then? After making such a scene about how your blood is for the sick, the poor, and the suffering. Good God, the suffering at that. I thought your benevolency was genuine, but even a saint's dignity has its limits. I understand. You don't want to be sullied by this filthy old slave.
I never said any such thing.
Then you know what you must do. Do not make me intervene, daughter of God. I am asking you to do this out of respect.
I would happily give my blood. That man.
I knew you would come around. They always do. Let's see. Where should we let your blood from? I see no point in wasting unmarred flesh for a mere slave. Your fingertip will do nicely. He can drink the blood directly from the cut. Because I certainly don't have any goblets to spare for him. Let us begin, shall we, O daughter of God? Drink, slave. Suck upon the blood that spills from her finger. Do not let even a single drop go to waste. Tell me, slave, has your ailment been remedied? If it has, leap into the air for my guests.
I'm cured, my lord. Behold, I'm cured.
Oh, splendid. An undeniable miracle.
Look, my lord, I'm cured. I'm in a better shape than ever.
Alright, we've seen more than enough. Stop hopping about like a filthy swamp toad.
Yes, my lord.
You are dismissed, slave. But first, give your thanks to the saint and all my guests who bore witness to your miraculous recovery.
Thank you so much, sirs and madams. Thank you so much, O Holy Saint.
And now that you've borne witness to the blood's power, I'm sure you're all eager to try some for yourselves.
Most certainly, my lord. With such a potent elixir, our good health is all but assured. Indubitably.
Please, stop this! Do not take any more of my blood! I'm begging! I lost too much blood. Really? Straight?
I suppose I might have overdone it today. You did not come cheap, Saint, so I won't have you dying on me until you have at least provided your gold's worth of entertainment.
Her actions are an affront to God. My miracles are only those in need.
Oh, do shut up, will you? Is that the only thing you know how to say? I've grown rather tired of hearing it.
I will gladly offer my blood for any other willing slaves. You, your guests, perfectly healthy. You are merely squandering God's gift on yourselves.
You foolish little girl.
What?
Let me tell you something, Saint. I don't believe in your miracles.
How can you say that? After seeing that slave boy, make my blood be healed. What more proof do you need?
It was all a show.
What?
I told him to feign being ill and cured, or I would send him to the deepest chambers of the dungeon. Even a dog will wear a cat's skin if his life depends on it. So, what did you think of his performance? Impressive, no?
Why? And why? You keep taking my blood.
All I and my guests desire is a good time. You are nothing more than an exhibit for our entertainment.
No. You're wrong. My blood does have miraculous powers. I proved it back at the village.
It hardly matters either way. Whether you're a saint or a lowly peasant girl is inconsequential. All that matters is that you continue to play the role of a saint. What's the matter? Are you disappointed? Upset? You're welcome to cry. Wail and gnash your teeth like a sniveling little child. That would be entertaining in its own right. Shout at the top of your lungs that you are not a saint, that it was all an act, and beg to be set free. Who knows? Perhaps they might lose interest in you then.
I am daughter of God. I will never claim otherwise.
I see. Then nothing changes. You will continue to offer your body and spirit to my feasts.
Mika's not here. Lini, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
This dude that lied.
Why are you so insistent on remaining a saint, Morgana?
Is that Mother's voice?
What do you have to gain from handing out blessings for nothing?
It's my sacred responsibility as the daughter of God, all those in need.
How noble of you, Morgana. How honorable to not cast aside your duty in the face of such misery.
It is the reason I was placed upon this earth.
But tell me this. Are your offerings genuinely altruistic? Are they, Morgana?
Morgana's
Or
voice.
do you oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh?
Still you, CJ.
Or do you simply do it out of desire to call yourself benevolent? The people of your village sang out your praises. You crushed the man who accused Mother of being a charlatan. You reveled. I did not! But
nothing wrong with that. It's a perfectly normal reaction. Having pride, feeling a sense of superiority, perfectly human emotions, especially in a child as you. The reason you feel shame about your pride, however, is the very source of that pride. Your identity as the daughter of God. Free yourself from those chains and the guilt they cause you. Go back to being an ordinary little girl. You can do that. Remove the chains. Pass them on to me.
No! Hands off, you silly.
An awful nightmare. Thinking about my time at the Lord's Manor is bad enough. But go back to being an ordinary little girl? No, absolutely not. That is not an option. My whole life would become meaningless if I were to do that. Not that I could ever call myself normal with a face like this. There's nothing ordinary about me. If I were to lose my position as the daughter of God, I'd be nothing but a hideous child.
I think there's a narrator.
About a week's time,
Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Morgana.
Ceren had made herself thoroughly at home at the brothel. Had evidently found herself quite a few fangs among the clientele, some of whom came specifically to see her. Most found her peculiar, hyper-energetic disposition overwhelming at first, but quickly warmed up to her. Not a single person seemed to dislike her, at least among those she came in contact with. Her second week, Ceren started branching out beyond the brothel. On her days off, she would go down to the pub and sing for the audience on a makeshift stage of tables. First day performing, she dragged me with her, claiming she was too nervous to go alone. So I sat in the corner as she sang. Everyone was quite surprised at how well she could sing, and they were particularly drawn to her unfamiliar melodies. Perhaps they were songs from her home country, or perhaps she had picked them up elsewhere. But regardless, her music and exotic appearance made for an enchanting performance. When it was over, the audience roared with applause. And I was convinced she was a much better choice to sing for them than me. By her third week, even Maria began to come around. At first, the most approval Ceren would squeeze out of Maria was an exasperated sigh at something dumb she said or something careless she did. But as her popularity grew, and with it, her customer base, Maria softened up.
Man, am I glad to have you working here.
He said with a big grin, patting Ceren on the back. Maria's motivation seemed rather shallow, but considering she ran the brothel in all but name, it should have come at little surprise that she was so easily swayed by money. weeks after her arrival, there was no one around who didn't know Ceren. Peacekeepers had all taken quite a liking to her as well. Particularly, the number one man, big one whose name I had trouble remembering. Whenever he ran into her, he would say,
Hey there, Ceren. I'm fresh out of coin, but you want to spend the night together?
No money, no business.
Bah, don't be such a killjoy.
all the men in my life, in fact, had warmed up quite noticeably to her, including him. At meals, there was a seldom quiet moment. There was nothing wrong with that. I should have been pleased to never see everyone so merry. I should have been happy. I should have celebrated their joy. By the time a full month had passed, I found myself avoiding Ceren at every opportunity.
Huh? Who could it be at this hour? I'm coming! Calm the hell down.
Good morning, Jackie. Wait, don't close the door on me.
I'm bad enough with mornings as it is. The last thing I need to start my day with is a human noisemaker.
Now that's not very nice. I thought we were friends, Jackie. I'm here on business too, not to play around.
Ah, Christ, fine. What business? Make it quick.
House call. Wait! You didn't even let me finish before you started closing the door.
First, you don't even do house calls. Second, it's past closing hours.
Yeesh, you're no fun. Maybe I'll start calling you Jackie Joke Killer. Can't you at least play along for a bit before shooting it down?
Oh, why am I the one being criticized? It's way too early for this shit. I'll have you know, I've never been fun.
That's true. You're about as much fun as Virgin Client.
What did you just say? Or what did you just call me?
You opened the door!
So, seriously, what are you here for? Obviously not a house call.
Well, if you want, I can make it one.
Not a chance in hell. Get to the point, now, before I toss you into the latrine.
Now, calm yourself. As someone famous once might have said, every minute angry is a day off your life.
And who do you think is making me so angry?
Anyways, Maria needs some supplies acquired, urgently. Looking for some place willing to part with some lumber, free if possible.
Lumber? What for?
Lost a floorboard last night.
You did? What, someone get a little too into it?
Oh man, you have no idea. This big old gorilla of a guy comes in snarling like he wants to eat us alive. He starts getting it on and bangs a hole in the floor. No joke, and he doesn't stop either. All the girls are taking turns with him, cause just one's not enough to keep up. The whole place is howling all night long.
Wow. Sounds like quite a strenuous night.
Yep, sure would be, if it really happened. Truth is, it was just an old rotten board.
I swear to God, girl. I'm never going to get that image out of my head either.
You're blushing, Jackie. You'd never know you were a regular at a whorehouse.
I am not a regular, and you damn well know it. Why are you even coming to me to ask for help anyway? Surely you can handle a little shopping trip on your own.
Yeah, kind of figured you'd say that. Thought it wouldn't hurt to ask, though. Okay, I'm out of here then.
It's past closing hours. I said as much myself a moment ago. She just got off work and she's visibly exhausted. Wait. It's fine. I'll take care of it. You go back and get some rest.
Oh, you're so sweet, Jackie. Maria was totally right. If pressuring him doesn't work, pull back. Act defeated and he'll fold quicker than that floorboard.
Damn you, Maria. Okay. So that was all you needed, right? You done here? Or was there something else?
I just got off work and I'm super crazy tired, but I fought through it and came all the way out here.
And?
So just maybe...
Maybe?
Maybe you should be offering me a drink. Or 10.
Okay, fine. You win. It's not like you'll back down if I tell you no anyway. Come on in. Sit wherever. So, tell me something, Ceren. How much longer are you planning on working at the brothel?
Huh? Where'd that come from?
Just curious.
Sounds kind of like you don't want me there.
I never said that. In fact, your presence has been quite the boon. Maria's very pleased with the uptick in business.
Then why do you ask?
Because it's not a line of work anyone should be in for any longer than necessary.
Ah.
Are you still struggling with money?
Actually, I don't have anything I need to pay back anymore. Now I'm just saving up for myself.
All the more of a reason you should be considering getting out. Find some way you can put one of your other talents to use.
I don't know. I'm not really overflowing with talent.
I can think of one at least. Your performances at the pub. They're always a huge hit. Singing isn't the most stable of careers, no. But neither is prostitution. So if you were to choose, I'd say you may be better off going with the one that's easier on your body.
Me, a singer. Maria and the girls are so good to me, though, and I'd feel awful hopping off the boat after only 1 month.
You can't put yourself second to some feeling of indebtedness. It's your life and your body to take care of. It's no one's responsibility but your own. Do what you think is best for yourself, not what you think you should be doing for others. What's so funny?
For all you try to pretend otherwise, deep down, you're a real sweet guy, Jackie.
I'm just telling you what the logical thing to do is in this situation.
Most logical businessmen wouldn't try to chase off their workers. They'd work until there's nothing left. But that's just how it is. Prostitutes are a dime a dozen. In the grand scheme of things, they're not important enough to fret about, because you can replace them easy.
I suppose. But you know this brothel's different. Maria and I don't have a manager to answer to. No greedy bastard running the place, intent on working everyone to the bone. It was built up by the girls, so, as one of the girls yourself, I'm sure they'll respect whatever decisions you make. Maria values your opinion too.
Yeah, she said the same thing when I first showed up, that it's not a job you keep for very long. I'll give it some thought.
I'm glad.
It never even occurred to me that I could make a living singing. Well, actually, I don't think it ever even occurred to me I'd think about my future much at all. You're a good guy, Jackie. And Maria, a good boss.
We're just doing what anyone else would do. So, I generally try not to pry, but I've been wondering, where were you before you came here?
What? Wow, you're really talkative today, Jackie.
I'm just in an inquisitive mood. It's been nagging at me for a while now. How low her threshold for satisfaction seems to be. I mean, out here, everyone learns how to be happy with what they can get. But Ceren, in particular, feels a bit extreme.
You already know about how I was abducted, right?
Yeah, that I've heard about. Twice, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep. First time was when I was real little. Though I wasn't targeted. It was during a raid. couple bandits busted in, killed my mom and dad as I watched.
Oh, Jesus.
They spared me, luckily. Sold me off to work in the fields somewhere as a slave instead. And one day, while I was out on a supply run, I got swiped up and sold off again. It wasn't until about 2 years back when I started working as a prostitute. Was in a different city for a while, then I ended up here. And that about covers it. What's wrong, Jackie?
I just wasn't expecting something quite so bleak. You'd never guess from how she acted.
Well, pretty much everyone in the slums has their own sad story, don't they? Some more than others, maybe. Luckily, I never had a bad master. Everyone was real nice. I always had food and a place to sleep. So I've never felt like I had it bad.
I think that more than qualifies as having it bad.
Oh?
Have you never felt like you got the short end of the stick?
I don't even know what the stick looks like. Never mind which end is the short one.
Bullshit. Well, I'll tell you. It's the one you were given. Your parents were murdered. Your life suddenly turned upside down. Some strange man decided you were worth this much money, selling you into slavery. You should be furious. You think you're happy right now? But let me tell you this. There's not a damn scrap of happiness to be found down here at the bottom of the ladder. It's not until you're a few rungs up, when you're not living on scraps and treated like garbage, that you'll find anything resembling real happiness.
I don't know about that. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm enjoying myself, I'm happy. Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor or hungry or what.
Sorry for losing my cool like that. It's not my place to decide what you are and aren't allowed to be happy about.
You want to climb higher up the ladder, Jackie?
I can't imagine there's anyone who doesn't. Except you just told me you were satisfied right where you are, so I guess that proves me wrong. But I can tell you that me and the gang are thoroughly through putting up with this quo. We're holding on well enough for the time being because we're young and healthy, but here in the slums, that's only worth so much.
Huh. Honestly, I can't even think more than a few minutes ahead, so I've never really been concerned about my future. But I think the future you guys are shooting for sounds pretty great. I hope you succeed in creating your utopia.
I wouldn't go so far as to call it that.
That's basically what it is, though, right? You're trying to make the world a place where everyone's equal. Where everyone's got plenty of money and can go see a doctor when they get sick. Where no one starves to death or gets sold into slavery, right? Sounds pretty sweet. I'm rooting for you.
My goals are hardly so noble.
Say what?
Nothing. I agree. That would be a nice world to live in. satisfaction doesn't arise from concern for the world or others, I'm hardly so selfless.
Oh, right. I just remembered something super duper important, Jackie.
And that is?
It's almost midsummer, which means festival time!
Oh, right. It is happening, isn't it?
I want to go.
What's stopping you?
Oh, no, wrong answer. Learn to read between the lines, Jackie. I want to go with everyone.
That's about what I expected her to say.
Gather all the girls at the brothel, your peacekeeper bros, and get everyone together and join the festivities.
That seems like a bit too large of a group.
Okay, then we can limit it to just the cool people. Either way.
You know, that might not be such a bad idea.
Whoa. Is the world ending? I didn't expect you to just say yes so quickly.
You want to say that one more time, girlie?
I was sure you were going to get all huffy and fight me over it for at least half an hour. A bunch of slum dwellers going into the city proper is only asking for misery. Unless you enjoy being treated like rats, you would be better off celebrating at the pub with people you know. And on and on and on.
Is that what she thinks I sound like? I won't pretend I'm thrilled about the idea, but I've also never taken her to a festival before, which is why I thought it might be worth considering. Wait, what? What's going on with the dialogue? You mean Morg? Did I actually read one of your lines?
No, I think it's a typo, maybe.
You mean Morgs?
Morgs? Morgana would never speak to me again if I ever called her that. Yes, Morgana.
Seems to me like you're especially nice to her, Jackie. You got a crush on her or something? You fallen head over heels for her?
Excuse me? Who in their right mind would fall for a child that young?
You can't deny you care about her, though. You wouldn't do as much as you do for her if you didn't.
And I never said I didn't care for her. She just... I'm pretty sure she doesn't have anyone else. So someone's gotta look after her.
Oh, so she's like a little sister to you.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't see me the same way, though. Yeah, I think she hit it right on the nose there. I imagine this is about what it would be like if I had a sister.
Anyway, Morgs means a lot to you. That much is obvious to anyone. So how about you ask her if she wants to come to the festival?
You live with her. It would be much simpler if you did it.
She's kind of been keeping her distance lately.
Oh? Did something happen between you two?
Nothing I can think of. Maybe she feels like when I showed up, I invaded her territory. And she doesn't like me because she doesn't feel as much at home anymore.
So So, she's being sulky. Oh, I didn't realize she was capable of getting moody.
Jackie! That's being super superficial, you know. Sure, she can be pretty tough nut to crack. But she is an 11-year-old girl. She gets happy and sad and upset as much as anyone else.
Try as I might, I simply can't envision it.
So you ask her to come, Jackie. Put your heart and soul into it. You get her there and we'll have all the fun at the festival and it'll smooth out everything between me and her.
Putting my heart and soul into it might be counterproductive. But sure, I'll ask him. I'll see if she's interested when I go apply for her ointment today.
Thanks a bunch. Well, I should get back. Catch you later, Jackie.
Take care.
Aye, aye.
Morgana? Sulking and avoiding Ceren? Now there's an unexpected development. Or maybe I'm just not paying enough attention. Anyway, I should head out and take care of business.
Excuse me. No, absolutely not.
You could at least pretend to consider the offer.
It's not even worth dignifying as an act. Why would you even think about inviting me was a good idea anyway?
It seems perfectly reasonable to me. There's no harm in changing things up once in a while. Give yourself a little break from spending every day in this depressing little graveyard.
The very prospect of attending a festival is considerably more depressing.
Oh, come on. It could be fun. Don't dismiss it without.
Look at my face. Surely you're not so foolish as to not realize in me in exposing myself, my face, to heavens know how many strangers.
You're right. I'm not. There'll be so many people there, and everyone will be caught up in the festivities. No one's going to bother stopping to scrutinize some random girl's face. I'd say you're likely to get significantly less attention in such a crowd. Like they say, the best place to hide a leaf is in the forest. Of course, I don't think you should be afraid to go out any day, festival or not. As far as I'm concerned, there's no reason for you to hide your face at all.
It's easy for you to say.
That's not my intention. I understand how significant an issue it is for you. But this festival is a once-in-a-year thing, and...
Where is this even coming from anyway? What possessed you to suddenly ask me to the festival?
Well, you know.
I don't know.
Well, it was Ceren's idea.
What? Ceren's idea?
She dropped by this morning, and after making quite the racket, she brought up the upcoming festival.
So, you're saying you're inviting me because Ceren asked you to?
Well, I mean, Well, the biggest reason is because you weren't in any condition to participate in an event like this in the last couple years, so I wanted you to experience it this year.
Enough, please. This is all for Ceren, isn't it?
What?
She's concerned because I haven't been speaking with her much lately, right?
Well, yeah, she is, but that's not why I...
Okay. Go.
Really?
Yes, Ceren. I feel guilty knowing I've caused her so much distress. A dead weight at the brothel as it is. The last thing I want is to make things even worse by being a source of worry. So I'll go to the festival.
Morgana, I don't think anyone wants you to go out of some sense of obligation.
That's all, then go. You're done applying the ointment, aren't you?
Morgana, please.
No.
What's gotten into you? Why are you so upset?
I'm not upset. Please, go away.
I beg to differ. Okay, I'll leave. Just remember, the festival's there for you to enjoy it, alright? I'll remind you when the day draws closer. I definitely went about that the wrong way, huh? I had hoped her mood would improve by the time the festival came around. But unsurprisingly, my hopes weren't enough to change anything, and Morgana remained distant. She had always been a sullen, aloof girl, but when she was really upset, she completely closed herself off. Day after awkward day crawled by, and soon I began to wonder if inviting her had been a mistake. But after all that, I couldn't just march up to her and say, "Never mind, we're not going." So I was left to endure a long, uncomfortable week, until the day the Midsummer Festival commenced. Midsummer. The celebration of the Nativity of John the Baptist was an event observed across the land on or around the summer solstice. In our city, festivities lasted roughly 10 days. A large bonfire burned in the square, vendors set up stalls selling food and trinkets. And girls wore crowns made of flowers, dancing in a parade down the streets while onlookers whistled and clapped. The sheer vivacity that permeated the city was enough to make one forget about the Lord's venom coursing through it. Or perhaps that was the goal. An excuse to let loose and slip free of the Lord's iron grip, if only momentarily. We walked down the city's main street, observing the excitement unfolding around us. Our group was only 4 large. The other girls either split off in their own parties, or decided they would rather take the time to sleep. It had been some time since I had last left the slums and visited the city proper. We weren't prohibited from entering the city, but wandering around in grimy rags only invited dirty looks, so most tended to avoid it. Nobody was eager to charge headfirst into a den of prejudice. But all that went away when the festival came around. Everyone was too busy enjoying themselves to go around condemning us for our appearance.
It's a festival. We're at a festival, a real life festival. Look, Morgs, look. We're really at a festival.
Settle down. I heard you the first time. And I do have eyes, you know.
Settle down? But it's a festival. The whole point is to make noise and get wound up and go crazy.
If you make that much noise, you'll draw attention to us.
No worries. Everybody's doing it. We'll fit right in.
Still.
Oh, it looks like they're giving out flower crowns over there. Let's go get some Morgs. Come on.
I have no interest in. Let go of me! Wait! Stop pulling!
By all means, have fun, but try not to get separated.
They seem to be getting along just fine. Ceren was telling me how Morgana has been distant, but it looks like she might have been reading too much into it.
Wait, Ceren said that?
So I take it you didn't know either.
Yeah, I had no idea, actually.
Now there's something you don't see every day. You're always the first one to catch on to any sort of friction between the girls.
Yeah, I kind of stuck them both off in my peripheral since neither of them are prone to causing much trouble. So I haven't been watching Ceren or Morgana very closely. Damn, I really need to pay more attention, huh? I should have noticed if they had a falling out.
Don't beat yourself up over it. You don't need to feel responsible for everything that goes on in there just because you've got seniority.
What, you worried about me?
I think of it as more of a warning.
Which, generally speaking, one gives because they are concerned. You know, I do wonder what I thought about you if you could just find the stone to say, yeah, I am, instead of blowing smoke every time. Dum-dum.
And if I would say that, yes, I was worried about you, you'd have no hesitation in saying exactly what you thought. That it made you want to hurl.
Am I that easy to read? Why would I say that?
Easier than you know.
Hold on a sec. If Ceren and Morgana weren't talking, I assume she's not the one who invited her to come then.
Nope. That was me.
Did you really? Well, color me shocked. Both that you would ask a girl out, and that Morgana would agree. She taken a liking to you or something? Though I guess that wouldn't be too much of a surprise with how much time you spend looking after her.
Well, actually, she had a slightly different reason for agreeing to come.
Oh?
Oh boy, those crowds are crazy.
So you weren't able to get any flower crowns?
Nah, Morgs threw a huge fit before we could get there. Said she'd rather go swimming in a latrine than wear flowers. Oh! Sorry.
Never said any such thing!
Not in those words, maybe. But you were objecting at least that much.
What on earth did she say then?
I objected. Only because the crowds were so bad we couldn't have gotten through.
Oh, that's all? Can't say I'm surprised. You are both on the small side. Crowds this size could easily wash you away.
Well, pardon me for being so small.
I never said that it was a bad thing.
I'm sensing a lot more animosity between him and Morgana than her and Ceren.
Ah, in that case, we can have Jackie go get them instead.
A fine idea. Girls take a man who knows how to step up and take the initiative.
Yeah, girls love a guy who'll be a peck and be proactive.
Don't think I missed that joke.
Oh, Jacopo, you're such a hunk. And remember, one for each of us.
Yeah. Good grief. Okay, fine, you win. I'll get him. So drop the obnoxious flattery act before I spew chunks.
It's fine. I don't need it.
Ow, the edge. It is a festival, you know. You should wear something with a little more color for once. Changing things up from your usual dreary garb.
No, bad Jackie. 0 out of 10. No girl wants to be ordered around like that.
Yeah, seriously. Don't give me orders. At least have some sense and say something like, you would look positively gorgeous with a crown of flowers to accentuate your beautiful hair.
I love it. It's so corny I can taste it. Just make sure you top it off with, but flowers can never compare to your natural beauty.
Please just don't be you, Jacopo.
Not so much as utter a single syllable. I swear I'll despise you for all eternity.
Never in 1,000 years. Ah, Christ. 3 flower crowns coming right up. And stay right here where I can find you, okay?
See ya, darling.
Do those girls ever get tired of heckling me? The things I do for love. They were right about the crowds, though. I don't understand how so many people can care so much about a few free flowers. Oh, I suppose when you're in a festive mood, frivolities tend to seem all the more attractive. Hey, watch where you're going!
Cristina,
Hey, are you okay? I didn't think I bumped you that hard.
I'm fine. I'm just feeling slightly under the weather today.
Then what are you doing at a festival of all things? Need a hand?
No. Thank you.
What a curious woman. I get the impression she didn't want anyone to see her face either. And she looked rather well off at that, from what I could make out beneath her robes. A noble perhaps? No, it couldn't have been. Oh, right. No time to stand here and muse.
Lini? Lini, are you there? Okay, Cristina, try a different voice.
I'm so sorry! I just gave out the very last one!
You can't be serious.
If only you'd been here a few minutes sooner, you could have gotten some too!
Damn it, if I hadn't been sidetracked by that woman. Thanks anyway, and sorry for wasting your time.
All done, Mrs. Stack. I'm all out of crowns, but I do have one spare flower you can have. I was saving it for myself, but I'm in a charitable mood.
Are you sure? It was meant for you. You're allowed to keep it.
You look like you were really counting on getting those crowns, though.
Oh, no, hardly. Why would anyone care so much about a few flowers anyway?
Don't play dumb with me. They were gonna be for your sweetheart, right?
Now you're being delusional.
Bashville, take it. I'm rooting for you. Bye, enjoy the festival.
Thank you. I suppose it's better to come back with something, rather than get my ears chewed off from both sides.
There he is!
I'm counting exactly 0 crowns. So you weren't able to get any either?
Lame.
I showed up 3 seconds too late. They were all out.
Huh, that's a bummer. But what you gonna do? You say free and everyone comes running.
No. You gotta hit him with something a little more girly.
Whoop! Huh. They are real pretty. I can see why everyone would want them.
already blew your chance. And speaking of blowing it, Jacopo, we send you out on one little errand, and you can't even manage to pull that off. Worthless. Grunt. I am so mean.
Yeah, ask me for another fucking board. Now, who needs a lesson in acting like a girl?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Jacopo. I'm really not, but I'm sorry. Thank you so much for going out there in the big, scary crowds just for us.
I'm gagging from the sheer volume of bullshit erupting from your mouth. Hear me out, though. While I may not have been able to get the crowns you asked for, I was able to acquire an exclusive, one-of-a-kind flower. Not so worthless now, am I? Thank you, flower girl, whose name I never got.
Yeah, not feeling it.
If you were 3, maybe I'd be proud of you.
Then go get your own goddamn flowers.
I'm too lazy, that's why we're
Whoa, relax! It is a nice flower. Very pretty. And you never know, it might even look better in someone's hair than a crown.
I don't know. There's still only one.
You're never gonna stop complaining, are you?
Nope. Not complaining, just wondering who you're gonna give it to.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That is a problem. Right. Then I'll give it to...
Pick a choice, Jacopo.
Sorry.
Oh, come on. You know I'm giving it to Morgana.
No, just keep it! Don't make it weird!
Oh, you made it weird.
Pick someone else.